So hello everyone, welcome to the Marmaday Foundation Community Call. We have these every Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So Chloe Lewis here, founder of the Marmaday Foundation. On the call we have Ricky, Tabea, and Bianca, all council members on the Marmaday DAO. And we're just going to get into what our upcoming project is, which is very exciting. And then hopefully we can go through some questions and comments on how we're moving forward. So this is the Marmaday blog, marmaday.org/blog. You can follow our journey and check out all these blogs that we have. So we have our newest one, Maxime, our hero. But we have blog posts about custom function calls, about submitting payout proposals to DAOs, and about the metaverse and so forth. So this is Maxime here. Sad to see him in such a state. I've known him since he was born. He was born on the same day, actually, my little sister, on Valentine's Day. So the Marmaday Foundation in general, we just try and leverage Web3 tech for social good. And so this project is just trying to do that. We're using NFTs, DAOs, other tools like near multi-call, just to spread love and positivity in this space, and hopefully using that spreading of love and positivity to direct some direct economic support straight to Maxime. So a little background about Maxime. He's currently 10 years old. He's at Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, recovering from a pretty invasive brain surgery. He has a medulloblastoma, which is basically this cancer of the brain or spinal cord. So he's starting his first round of radiation February 1st, so about a week and a bit from today. And after radiation, he'll be going through about a year of chemo, or 22, a long time of chemo. And chemo recovery is lifelong. So they already had a wonderful crowdfunding event on GoFundMe. They raised almost $40,000 Canadian, from my understanding. I think it's in Canadian dollars. And these funds, you can read more about it, but these funds are going to be useful as you can see here, long-term treatment, 20% chance of survival. But these funds are being used for travel costs, healthcare costs, recovery costs, therapy for years after this. And so that's kind of the idea there. So while there is this pool of fiat, this Canadian dollars there for him, we also want to try and support potentially with lifelong royalties if possible, start maybe directing some NEAR tokens or crypto tokens towards Maxime's account. He's only 10, but hopefully maybe years down the line, the funds that are raised here might not be available, it might not be there anymore, but hopefully the crypto, people that are in the Marmaday community understand how royalties work, understand how an NFT that sells today in this Marmaday card event can be sold 3 years from now in a Valentine's Day event in 3 years, and royalties can still be sent back to Maxime J's account. So we actually have it written down here. If you kind of come down to the actual event for the Valentine's Day card NFTs, we're using a Marmaday DAO or Marmaday Chan fonts at the top. So thank you, Liga and Nicole, for those. But the idea is we're just going to create some fun Valentine's Day cards. So we're selling them. They should be put up for sale by the artist for 1 year each. 90% of the split sales go to Maxime's wallet. You could check out Maxime's wallet here. Currently, not much funds there, but you could check it out at any point in time and see how the sales are going, how much funds are being directed to this account. Currently, there's 0.1 near in the account, so we can see how that goes over the next few weeks. And then 10% of the royalties are going to the Marmaday DAO. So I think I made a mistake on that one. But yeah, they're going to the Marmaday DAO. You can kind of click this and see what the Marmaday DAO's balance looks like. The reason we're having royalties go to the DAO instead of to Maxime is because who knows what can happen. Maxime might not control this account forever. Sad as it might be, things could happen with this treatment that might not last forever. But the Marmaday DAO could use these funds that it collects to purchase more cards, to direct funds directly to Maxime in the future, or to support however we can. Let's get back to the blog post. So that's pretty much the event. We already have the Mint-based store available, so you can see our nice background, which actually seems like it. Mint-based Mint-based is working on their user interface. But we have 125 minters in the store. So all of these artists here, so Chloe, Bianca, the DAO, Ashley, C, Angelina, Muti DAO is one of the minters in the store. There's Mika being quite loud. So all of the artists who submitted something in a Marmaday Chan submission in last November for the Marmaday Chan event have all been added to the store. So all of them are able to mint on the store, mint their own card. The DAO will be purchasing some. And so general information for artists, if you're an artist who's been added to the contract, these 125 people, so Muti DAO, so Tabea, this could be something you bring back to your artists. So each NFT minted should be for simple sale, not an auction, and can be listed for 1 year or less. Any additional amount is fine. So if the Muti DAO decides it's going to have a collaborative NFT, it's going to mint it on the store, and it's going to set it for sale for 1 year and mint 100 of them, that's perfectly okay. Artists can mint as many unique cards as they want. So if Muti DAO wants to mint a card every week or a card every day, that's also perfectly fine, as long as you follow these guidelines above. And if you don't follow the guidelines, sorry, but we will remove you as a minter from the store. So right here, I actually can't do it on this screen, but on my Chloe.near account, I can, so if I log in there, I could, go to the settings here, remove minters, add minters. So if other DAOs want to get involved, we can add them as well. So if you have any questions, pop in, join the Telegram chat. And honestly, that's about it. So I'm going to stop there. I know we're on the call right now. So if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, I know for financial stuff, we'll have to discuss eventually, how much Marmaday tokens are we planning on to use for this project in terms of funding Muti DAO, for example. The other main question is how much near tokens, like how many cards we want to collect. So we'll probably have to have some sort of maybe weekly budget, let's say of maybe 20 near each call we can spend on collecting cards, and then a certain amount of budget of Marmaday tokens going to Muti. So so we're going to go over that in a second, Tabea, literally. If that's the next spot, I love it because that's exactly where I was going to go. So we're not going to go through a full how to mint from the DAO. So that was Tabea's comment in the chat. Would love to go through how to mint from the DAO. We're going to go through a brief overview of how it gets done. So as you can see, I just switched from near mainnet to near testnet. So I can go back to near mainnet. It's www.mintbase.io. If you want to go to testnet, you just come over here beside your account name, go to testnet, and you don't have to do it this way, but in my opinion, it simplifies things greatly by coming over to testnet, hitting the create button. There's a store called Another One, and you can just come to the mint section. Okay, so we're going to go through this relatively quickly. Tabea, I know these parts, for example, will make a lot of sense to you. If you have no clue what I'm doing right now and you're watching this video later, this isn't. We're just going through the basics of minting and going through how you would do this on a DAO. So to get started, you would go through the process like any other mint on Mintbase. So let's say, hey, I want to mint 3 of these Lewis avatars. So Lewis avatar, what is this? This is a Lewis avatar. Okay, you can put tags in. Okay, so tag for Lewis, another tag. Okay, you could even say, okay, this is a custom 3XR gallery. Is it DeFi? Is it a membership? Let's say it's meta build. Okay, now as you go to the royalty, we're going to add all these things in quickly. So Chloe.testnet, we're just going to add 1 of each. So let's just say 100. Split revenue, we're going to say 100% of the revenue goes to Marmaday.testnet. Okay, so you can go through all this stuff on testnet. You could add dates, media, documents, location, website, all the data you can add. But literally all you have to do is click, okay, the split revenue wants 2 wallets. So let's do this again. Actually, let's make it 60-40 just so we can see the difference later on. Oops. Okay, so now that we've done this, we're going to hit Mint Me. It's going to redirect to the wallet. So if you've used any Near application before, every time you process a transaction, it'll redirect to the wallet, and it'll give you this confirmation page. Now the wallet has actually gotten updated. So I'm going to make the screen a bit smaller. And you can hit this more information button. So Tabea, to your question specifically, how do you mint with your DAO? You just hit this more information button, okay? And you'll start getting all the information you need for a custom function call, okay? So we are going to open up Astro. And so the main thing to remember here is because we did this on testnet, the contract addresses are all going to be wrong, okay? So you can do this on mainnet. You can get it clearer on mainnet. But I'm just giving you an example if you want to just do it 100 times without ever having a chance of making a mistake. So sometimes, for example, you might accidentally click this approve button. Doesn't matter. You can delete the NFT after, but I usually use testnet. And now we know the function is NFT batch mint. And for some reason, it doesn't want me to, there you go, copy it. So we go to Astro and we go to add proposal and we say, hey, let's do a custom function call. We're going to say, this is how we mint using a custom function call. Okay, so we're going to mint on the smart contract of, okay, where are we? Mint-based store. So to figure out the mint-based store, it's in the URL, marmadaycards.mintbase1.near. Relatively straightforward. Thank you. Let's mint on this. Now, what method, what function are we calling? We already know what function we're calling. It's right here, NFT batch mint. So straightforward enough. Okay. The hardest part here, so for the gas, okay, how much gas should we be sending with this? So I'll admit the Astro UI actually is, but there's a bug. Like this is not how it's supposed to write. So here you'll see 0.15 near in this gas section, and you'll see this TeraGas section. So this gas section here, I'm sorry, but doesn't actually do anything. Like this is the, anyways. Wait. Oh, this is not correct. For some reason, NFT batch mint doesn't, I'm just gonna have to write it out. That's bad. So I'm gonna talk to the wallet team and tell them to fix that because it used to be where you can just copy this. Anyways, now we're gonna save the arguments. So again, we go to our JSON and we have all of our arguments. So this is the information you're gonna have to change. So the owner ID, you go through it one step at a time, can be anyone you'd like. So if you want the Muti DAO to own it, you just say muti.butnickdao.near. Now, when this NFT gets minted, Muti DAO is going to own the NFT. For the metadata, the reference, this M4QQD, whatever this is called, it's just a hash. You don't have to change that. This will be the same on testnet, mainnet, whatever kind of net. This is all the information about your NFT that Arweave needs and Mintbase needs to mint it. For the extra, remember we had a little tag that is metabuild number to mint. I'm pretty sure you can do with the gas, you can do like 50 at a time. But again, you could do 5, you could do 6, you could do 2. And if you make a mistake and leave something out, the UI will say, hey, this is not correct. So you can say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna change this. I decided in the testnet, I minted 5, let's change it to 3. Now for the royalty, it's all right here. Royalty arguments split between Chloe.testnet. Now, if I want to change it, I can just come here, MaximeJ.near. And now MaximeJ.near will get 100% of the royalties. So as you can see, the percentage is out of 1,000. So it's 1,000 there. If I wanted to add someone else, I'd have to add a line, which I think usually comma that Chloe.near. There you go, and then 500. Okay, so if you wanted to add something in, you'd have to percentage. There you go. And now if you did this, you'd have Maxime J getting half the royalties, and you'd have Chloe.near getting half the royalties. Okay. Again, If you do split owners here, it'd be the same. Okay, so actually it is out of 10,000, it seems. Anyways, split owners, which seems like split owners is for the split sale. And there you go. So for the most part, that's how you'd mint. Now for the deposit should be able to be 0. I'll have to double check most of this. When you want to transfer an NFT, you have to have a deposit of 1 Yocto. Kind of hard to explain what 1 Yocto is, but basically 1 Yocto near is 0.1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So basically 1 Yocto near is the smallest decimal of near. It's 0.0 with 24 digits and a 1 at the end. That's for security reasons. But when you mint, you can mint with no near sent in the transaction. If this makes nothing to you, I'm sorry. And this is your T-gas. So 0.3 T-gas is the maximum amount that can be spent in any transaction. If you look here, you'll see that the fee for this transaction actually is 300 T-gas. Now on testnet, we could actually go through with this. So I'm actually gonna hit approve because this is why I do on testnet first. Oh, okay. Well, Chloe's not a minter. On this random store. I'm not even sure. Anyways, but yeah, so that's how you would go through it. You'd make this proposal, and then the DAO would vote on the proposal, and once the vote passes, basically the DAO will go to Marmaday cards. It will NFT batch mint, and it'll do whatever arguments you send. So Tabea, we can kind of go through more of this on like a call one-on-one and like actually go through some, because mint, the Marmaday DAO does have a testnet account, for example, so we can actually go on testnet, try this out. We can get Moochie DAO on testnet, and we can have some fun, making new stores, having the DAOs as minters, minting some NFTs as custom function calls, and going through it that way. So hopefully, Tabea, this makes a little bit of sense. And yeah, we're not going to go too deeply into it. Hey there, Chluff. Glad that you're here as well. Because the next step to all of this will be after we've collected a few. So Moochie DAO, for example, might create some of these NFTs. Awesome. And then we're hopefully going to have a bunch of NFTs here. You could see in our DAO, it doesn't work perfectly, but we have collected quite a few NFTs in our DAO. So you can filter by smart contract, although for Mintbase, they're not filtering all the smart contracts yet. But hopefully it'll be relatively straightforward to be able to filter out and see all the NFTs we have from the Marmaday cards collection. And the goal would be that we would start using near multi-call to put together transactions so that we can take these NFTs and distribute them to the community. So for example, currently we're seeing these are all mint-based NFTs. So as you can see, marmaday.mintbase1.near. These are all from the same marmaday.mintbase1.near store. What we need to send them is their token ID. So actually, is this showing the whole store? That's sad. So yeah, it's going to show the whole smart contract. So to be able to, to be able to get the token ID of the store, we're going to have to go back to the actual Mintbase UI, Mintbase contract. But hopefully that gives a general overview of what we have planned. Quickly, before, just to go over like the funding, if you have any questions, cut me off, ask me. That's the Valentine's Day card project. We'll get started on this week. For our funds in the Marmaday DAO, as Ricky, you pointed out, token prices have dropped quite considerably over the past couple of days. So let's go through Docky real quick. I'll start in the chat too for anyone who might have never.
Yeah, and also on the weekly report, we actually could see the change. It's about 85,000 USD drop on a weekly basis, week over week basis, and mainly that is all in the Marmaday tokens. So I kind of posted the latest report on the blog. You kind of take a look at that, and we'll kind of see what the specific changes are.
Yeah, for sure. So as you can see, So even in the past day, we're down another 4%. You can kind of see, again, if you go up to the week view, like Ricky was just talking about, last week it was 223K. Again, most of our funds are in Marmaday tokens. And the token, we now have $146,000 in holdings. We have an active proposal, which is cool. See, I like how it shows everything.
Yeah, that's the one I just posted now.
Ooh, fancy. See, and you can come here and see the attached report. So I'm actually
so just open it. So I actually show it on the week-over-week basis as well. Yeah, so if you can open that PDF, you'll definitely see it.
Why is it?
Hopefully it works. Fingers crossed.
There you go. Let's zoom in a little bit. Perfect.
Yeah.
The week over week, lovely, delicious.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. So the token amounts haven't changed too much.
Nope.
But the US dollar amount of those tokens has definitely changed. Yes, we pulled in some Berry Club. That was very fun. So to show that, we can see Sodaki. You can see that we actually check out the Marmaday token here. So we can see the Marmaday token. You can see there's been quite a bit of volume actually on the token over the past couple of days. So we're currently at around $10, around $9.6 thousand of volume in the past 24 hours. And you can see the chart as well. So over the past few days, going from around $17 US per token, $18 US per token, and now down to about $10 per token. It's happens. For example, if you go back to August 23rd, we were at $9 per token. So we've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs. But because we are paired mostly to the near token, it's to be expected. So we can kind of go to the pools. So this is all for Marmaday.near now. You can see what we're like. So you can see our pool here. But if you go to Marmaday in general, you can see all the pools the Marmaday token is paired to. It is mostly paired to near. So if near token goes down, Marmaday goes down with it. We're also paired heavily with Gitcoin tokens, or GTC. Gitcoin is a DAO token, governance token as well. We're paired very heavily to Gitcoin. And if you want to look at how Gitcoin's been doing over the past couple of days, you could also see that we had some spikes to $24, some spikes to $16, but now we're quite low again, around $7. So most of the tokens the Marmaday token is paired to are going down as well, except for actually Pixel token. So we have DAI, so we can keep things relatively stable, I suppose. We have REF, so we can support the different exchanges that we are building on. We have liquidity on. Then we have some Pixel token liquidity. We actually have a partnership with the Pixel token community. And so once their IDO token, whatever you want to call it, their token sale on Skyride's over and the token finds gets better price discovery, we're going to be taking some Marmaday tokens from the DAO. The Pixel token DAO is going to be giving us some Pixel tokens, and we are going to add some liquidity to the Marmaday Pixel token pair. So this should happen hopefully beginning of February, and we'll be able to distribute Pixel tokens to the community. And I've been playing with this. I'm not even sure I should share the link because it does say like beta, you could have a bug, you could have issues. But the idea, I know Schluff, you were saying that REF should have this out in the next, say, 4 to 5 weeks. But the idea is you can start distributing Marmaday tokens to the community. So let's say, Ricky, you've got 10 Marmaday tokens coming, hopefully after this proposal gets passed. Looking forward to that. But what you'll be able to do, what you can do now on Skyward and what you'll do soon on REF, is you can say, hey, I want some ST near, okay? There's no pair, there's no pool currently. So if we go here again, and then we have like the financial stuff of the DAO, but there's no pool. Actually, there's one with $26 in it. I made a while ago. Anyways, there's no real pool for Marmaday to ST near. But let's say, Ricky, you wanted to try out OIN finance. And so you wanted to have some ST near that you could deposit, right? You have none. Insufficient ST near balance. Let's zoom in, even though this UI is not very responsive. What you could do is you can come to a platform like this. You can put your 10 Marmaday tokens in, and it'll route for you. It's kind of sad it doesn't route for you if you don't have the tokens. Let's find a token that I actually have. I think I have Near. Near I have. Okay, so you can swap from Near to any token that you'd like, even if there's no pool for it currently. So if you want to go from Near, actually there's a pool from Near to everything. So that's kind of a bad example. And I don't have any, as you can see, the Marmaday.near holds no Marmaday token. So it's a bit difficult to explain. But the idea is you can swap from any token to any token. So even from Marmaday to USDC, which we don't have a token to, Marmaday to Aurora, which is pretty cool. But the Marmaday community and token holders will be able to go from Marmaday to whatever pool they want very simply. So Ricky, if you want to get some ST Near, test out OAN and see how that works, feel free. Speaking of OAN, so again, feel free to ask any questions. Hey there, Larkham. Glad that you were able to join the call. So go ahead, Ricky, sir.
No, I was wondering, you can do it. Can you swap it for ETH as well, or?
You can swap it for whatever you'd like.
Okay.
Literally anything. So any token that's on Ref Finance, you can swap it for. So for example, here's, actually I will share the link. I would suggest, don't swap large amounts. I mean, you're swapping probably like a couple Marmaday at a time. So you could test it out, put one Marmaday in, see if you can get some ETH, put one Marmaday in, see if you get some ST Near, test out the swap. But in general, yeah. So you can put Marmaday token in here and you can get whatever else you want out. So you want ETH, you can get either a wrapped ETH or normal ETH or Tether. I don't know why that comes up when I type in ETH. But for example, if you wanted BTC, you can get wrapped Bitcoin, arguably. And so if you wanted to get some Bitcoin exposure, you can do that. Whatever else you want. If you go to Ref, you could do the exact same thing, but you'd use 2 swaps instead of 1. So this will actually show, so actually I do have some tokens in Ref, so let's do that. So let's say I wanted to go from Marmaday to Near. I actually can't. Wait, okay, that's going to show up because anyway, let's try this pool. There you go. There is no pool available to swap from Marmaday to Aurora. That's what the Ref UI will tell you. As I said, in about 4 to 5 weeks, this will work here, just like it would work here, right? So here you can go to Aurora, and if I had some Marmaday, it would work. It's just telling me, hey, sorry, you don't actually have any Marmaday here. But what you could do is you could swap from Marmaday to W Near. So, right, let's say 10 Marmaday is 8.81. And then you could say, okay, you know what? Let's go from Near to Aurora, and you can figure out, okay, the 8.11 Near, which was the 10 Marmaday, would give me 7.78 Aurora. So you could do 2 swaps and get there. So Ricky, if you wanted to go from Marmaday to Near and then go from Near to ETH, you can do that too. You can say, hey, I got 8.81 Near this week. I want to get a little bit of Ethereum. You could do that right here on Ref. And if you're going to use a lot of liquidity, so if you're going to go like, hey, I have 1,000 Near and I want to go to ETH, I would definitely suggest using Ref. They have like a smart routing feature that will find you the best price to get 1,000 Near into Ethereum. Whereas this UI, it will route through only one. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess, but it won't do as much smart routing for you. So that's a very high level overview of like how that works. You can swap to any token you want. Currently, what the Marmaday Foundation is doing. So, we could talk about it. I know we've gone over it with you. So we support the Near ecosystem in a few ways. One of the main ways is by having our funds in Vaporwave to keep it very simple. Auto compounding. We try and support a variety of exchanges in the ecosystem. So we have one a Near, one a USDT, try USDT. So I know we've talked about this already, Ricky, but if for other people that want to know, okay, what's the Marmaday Foundation doing? Where are the Marmaday Foundation's funds? The majority of our funds are in ETH Near. The majority of our funds are in AMM pools. And for the most part, these funds don't get touched, regardless of how the market is reacting. So it's very passive support for the Marmaday Foundation. The more active investing or managing of the funds that we use for the foundation that are not in the DAO is, I guess, trying to increase the amount of NEAR that we have, but more specifically, how we're our staking NEAR. So long term, the goal would be to have a validator where the majority of the NEAR from the Marmaday Foundation is sent to the DAO, and then the DAO actually stakes that NEAR with the Marmaday validator. And so it's still supporting NEAR platform security. We can still remove some of those funds, swap them to Marmaday tokens, and distribute. But that would be the goal. For now, since we don't have 67,000 NEAR for a validator, we try and stack our ST NEAR, which, I mean, if you don't know what ST NEAR is, ST NEAR is just NEAR that is staking and earning 10% APY. So if you kind of log in real quick, you'll see we come here. Let's say you wanted to create some ST NEAR. You put a number in. You'd say, hey, I want to take my 10 NEAR, create some ST NEAR. As you can see, ST NEAR is above the price of NEAR. Every 12 hours, this price goes up. So if you have questions still, feel free to ask them. We can go over this 100 times if you'd like. I go through this once a week in my Coffee with Chloe streams as well. But the idea is to continually deposit ST NEAR. Once we have ST NEAR, we can borrow some stable coins. So I don't know, let's just refresh the page since it's being a little extra right now. But the idea is, as you can see, our borrowing capacity is 3,000 NUSDO. Maybe I'll try and actually do a little example here. Sorry, I'm unlocking my ledger. So that's why it's taking me. Oh, I did it wrong too. Sorry. Happens often. But Ricky, so far, does this like mostly make sense? We take NEAR that we earn in the ecosystem. So let's say it was from a proposal, like what you did here. You have some Marmaday tokens. You could swap Marmaday to NEAR, for example. So we're not going to do 1,000. Let's say you got 10. Okay. Yeah. After you had the 8.8 W NEAR, you'd have to unwrap them. So W NEAR means wrapped NEAR. And so what you do is you'd say, hey, I actually want to unwrap. So you can come here, wrap and unwrap on the Rec Finance UI, right beside your account name. No big deal. You can unwrap and unwrap. It's free to unwrap and unwrap. Sorry, to wrap and unwrap. No worries.
Sorry. So just
go ahead.
Quick question. So the wrap and I guess what is the wrap again on NEAR?
Yeah. So all you're doing is taking a layer one asset like NEAR. Same if you had Ethereum, you can wrap Ethereum too. So
right.
Let's go back to here. So you can have wrapped NEAR. Basically what that does is it allows a layer one token like NEAR or Ethereum or whatever else to act like a fungible token like Marmaday or a stablecoin like DAI or Aurora, for example. Basically, because layer one tokens have a different API, you access them differently. It would be confusing for this platform to try and have all their code and all their functions act differently. So instead of having things be complicated and different, they just wrap it. It's like how you have flat rate boxes when you do shipping. And so instead of having all these boxes that are different sizes, it might make it difficult to like pack a shipping container and send things across the country. Instead, they have these flat rate boxes where everything is the same and it's the same size, and so that they try and make it more efficient when transferring information. So this is exactly the same. You have wrap NEAR in the exchange, you unwrap it in order to do other things with it.
Understood.
Yeah. So then once you have some NEAR, so Ricky, this is the part that might be a bit confusing. You can either come here and you can create ST NEAR, right? You need actual NEAR to do so. And then you'll have ST NEAR, which you can deposit right here, right? See, it says deposit ST NEAR. That part's relatively straightforward. But what you can also do is purchase from ST Near. So let's show that one. That's a bit simpler, I guess. So you can go from, we actually do have some Near. Oh, I have, okay, let's, Lord help me, 2.5. So I have some Near. Now I'm going to wrap it just to make this as explicit as possible for how it all works. Because again, I need wrapped Near in order to interact with Ref Finance or a lot of applications. But simple enough, I now have 2.5 wrapped Near. I went to the wrap Near button, I took some Near, I wrapped it. That part's relatively straightforward. Now I'm just going to hit max, and I'm going to buy some ST Near. You can see the details. You see that one ST Near is 1.042. It's going to be cheaper than it is on Metapool. So for example, ST Near is more expensive here, 1.047. So that's why I'm buying it on Ref instead of creating it, if that makes sense. If I create it, I pay that much for each ST Near. And if I swap, I'm paying 1.042. So there you go. We're just going to swap, approve. You can read the information about the swap, but it's a relatively straightforward swap. And now I have some ST Near, some staking Near. So every 12 hours, this ST Near will go up in Near value. And now you'll see already very quickly, I have 2.4 ST Near. So I took 2.5 Near, I wrapped it, had 2.5 wrapped Near. I went on Ref, I swapped from wrapped Near to ST Near, and now I can deposit it. And as you can see, it's not actually 2.4, it's 2.3982, whatever, around $28 worth. And I think the cool part is you can see how my C ratio, my collateralization ratio, again, this is a vault. I can mint stable coins off of this, but it'll change. So if right now my C ratio is 197, I know we're talking about liquidations earlier, Ricky. So right now, if Near or ST Near goes to $8.89, we get liquidated. Our vault gets liquidated. We pay 100. I don't know why they call it 110. I don't know. I like when they just show like, anyways, I'm not going to go to that tangent. You pay a 2% fee. So we're just going to deposit. We're going to reduce our liquidation price by like 2 cents. So as you can see, it was like 8.89 before. Now it's 8.87 or something like that. Which means if the price of ST Near drops considerably, we will get liquidated. So that's off the bat. That's not fun. Liquidation means your Near tokens your ST Near gets sold and people buy it. So as you can see, we lowered our liquidation price by depositing some ST Near. So if Near price falls, we have to get ST Near from the market and deposit it. We can repay our loan here. We'll talk about that in a second. But okay, so let's create some stable coins. Okay, so let's create 44 stable coins. So what's going to happen now is you can read it again, read more information. So this is the kind of cool part, Ricky, in my opinion, but we're basically minting a coin. So if you ever wondered, like, how do these coins get created? Where do they come from? I have no clue what's going on. We create one just now. So we're going to call the function of mint coin, and we're actually going to create 44 of these tokens. I don't know why the decimals are so small, but that's interesting. So we're going to create 44 of these OIN tokens. Okay, we're going to actually create them out of arguably thin air, but we're creating them out of our collateral. That's why it says collateralization ratio. We are using our collateral, which is ST Near. We are locking it up to mint these stable coins. They're all not all that stable, but they are tokens that are trying to stay stable. Now we have a stability pool. So Ricky, we're talking about people get liquidated, right? So you have a liquidation page. If people's C ratios, collateralization ratios, how much collateralization they have compared to how much tokens they've created is not healthy, they will get liquidated. Anyone can call the liquidation function. So Ricky, you, anyone in the world can try and liquidate one of these vaults. And what will happen is that funds from the stability pool, this is where it gets kind of confusing potentially, but funds from the stability pool are used to buy the ST near. Okay, so there's this liquidation cost. Okay, so it's the amount charged on your total amount of stablecoins borrowed and deducted from your collateral if a liquidation is triggered. Okay, so you can read the white paper. I sent it to you, Ricky. I'll send it, for direct, where you can read the white paper about it. Okay. But the idea is you put XT near in, you create some stable coins. If you have funds in this stability pool, then as people get liquidated, you will earn those rewards. You will be buying back the ST near. So if there's no liquidations, you just earn these OIN tokens. The rewards are about 43% a year. Okay. If there are liquidations, the price goes down quickly, people's vaults are getting liquidated, you'll see some ST near here that you've purchased. And so currently, all of that to explain that's what the Marmaday Foundation is doing currently, more active management of funds. When near price is really high, right? So say near is $20, $30, it means we can create lots of stablecoins, right? So our value will go up to like 30,000. We'll be able to borrow more and mint more tokens. That's awesome. The C ratio will go higher, so we'll mint more. When the near price drops, what we do is we use these tokens. So we have about $5,000 in stablecoins here. If the price of near is going down, that means that might be a buying opportunity for us, right? So we might withdraw. So we actually had about 9,000 stablecoins in here a couple of days ago. As the price of near has been dropping, we've been coming to ref. Okay, you can see NUSDO. We have 44 of these tokens now. We haven't put them anywhere yet, and then we can come and buy near. Okay, so the price will not be actually that accurate. It's quite a bit above anyways, tokens below the peg. But that's how it would work. If near goes really low, you can use your stablecoins to buy back some near. And if near is really high, you can create those stablecoins. And I'm sure at a very high level, you could see how as the market is volatile, when the market's high, you're creating stablecoins. When the market's low, you're buying back near to keep your vault secure. Very long-winded explanation of OIN, but it is, in my opinion, a relatively safe way to both support the stablecoins in the ecosystem, to be able to earn when the market's doing well, and support network level security, and arguably be able to help. So when near is going down, instead of just dumping like everyone else, you're actually in charge of buying back that near and actually helping near drop at arguably a slower pace, because you're basically bullish on near. As near drops and everyone gets liquidated, you're the one who's buying back. But yeah. So actually, Larkham, thank you very much for the actual questions. I haven't been checking them that well, and I see Tabea has been answering some questions. Does it mean the value of W near is very stable? So yeah, it was a great answer, Tabea, saying that the price of W near and the ratio of W near to near is exactly the same. It never changes. It is 100% stable because all you're doing is wrapping it. So if you have a gift for Christmas, whether it's wrapped or unwrapped, it is the exact same gift. All the wrapping does is make it look the same as all the other, or similar to all the other packages out there. Now, I know our dog is quite loud and ferocious. At T-near can be similar to wrapping, but instead of just wrapping, you're actually you're getting staking rewards on top of it. So that's where you're talking more like an X token, like you have Wanna X, or all these governance tokens that you deposit somewhere and they have interest bearing assets. That's a bit different with a ratio. So Ref Finance, for example, as an example of an asset like that, they have XREF, where you take a token and it might seem like it's wrapped, like it has a little character in front of it. But what you're really doing is you're earning 0.7% a year. And as you can see, the ratio is changing. So just like ST near and everything else, these tokens, the ratios change. But with W near, there's no ratio change. So if I have one near, I will get one W near. Doesn't matter which way I go. So if I have one W near, I'll get one near. There's no increase in price over time or anything like that. But great question. Thank you for asking it. I'm going to give you a little tip as well. Important note from Schluff. If there's no liquidity pool in the middle, you'll still suffer from high price impact. Ooh, so that's sad. So example, there's no liquid near to BTC pool, so you can't do Marmaday. Oh yeah, you'll get crazy slippage, I guess. What is actually, I don't even know what the W, and I only know it's one hop. So thank you very much for that stuff. I've actually never tested out more of those hops. So I'm gonna, and that was a great question. And Tabea, awesome answer. A couple awesome answers there. Watch me send the wrong amount. But hopefully that helps answer some of the questions about what the Marmaday Foundation has planned financially over the next few months. Arguably, it is just to continue stacking near. We have our mainnet validator synced. It took a very long time, but I finally decided to stop doing a normal sync, and I use the snapshot now. When I do it, it only takes about 2.5 hours or 3 hours to get the node up and running again. So do not stake to our validator. There's no rewards, and there won't be for a while. But slowly we will start staking to our validator. We have about 30 near stake there. I don't think it's working. Okay, so this page has not been working for a couple of days. I'm very excited the page is working, so I can show off the validator. But here's the validator. It's on page 2. So our goal is to get the validator on page 1, which means we need 250 near. But to quickly show where we're at now, it's about 150 something. Where are you? Lower. Oh, we're going lower, 171. Anyways, latest telemetry update seems incorrect. And the blocks seem, I'll have to check it out. But you can see our validator here. So over time, we have 32 near, 32.19 exactly. And you can see it's in Yocto as well. If maybe I zoom in a bit, you can see that it actually shows the exact amount of near to the 24th decimal place in Yocto. To be able to validate, we need 67,000 near. So if we go to page 1, but this is the plan for this year, is for us to get there. So get the first page first, and then you'll see a pretty big jump from a couple hundred near to a couple thousand near. And then you'll see the pools that are actually trying to get in. So there's a proposal here. They have 54,000 near. And then these pools got delegation from the Near Foundation. So for example, our real goal is to try and request the Near Foundation to delegate to our pool. And then the community can just add on top of that. But you can see there's a bunch of people that got delegations. So I was very happy for them. The Marmaday Foundation will hopefully be in this list of pools that got the 100,000 near from the Near Foundation. And this will really help us to be able to support the ecosystem without having to rely on arguably grants or anything else. But there's tons of pools that got delegation, and they're usually around the 100,000 near mark. Seat price, I said 67,000, it's a bit lower. It's 61,000 currently, which is still quite a bit more than we have, but we're at 1.6, so we're getting there. So hopefully this helped answer some questions. Thank you very much for the questions as well, for those that came in. That's about it for what I had planned. We went over the Valentine's Day event. We went over some of the current financials, not looking that healthy in relation to USD. But our near amount is steadily increasing because we're able to use the stables we went to, let's say when near was $20, we're using those same stable coins to buy back near as near drops. So the US dollar amount, Ricky, as you said, is going down quite a bit, but arguably the amount of near we're holding and the amount of other assets we're holding is going up. Also, the ratio of Marmaday to near has gone up over the past couple of days because of the stablecoin pool we have. So basically, the lower near goes in dollar value, generally Marmaday has a better ratio. But yeah, that's about it for this call. Longer than normal, but we'll try and keep them about 30 minutes to an hour, a bit less. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming out. This week, we're hoping to have a lot of cards listed onto the store, start getting that going. And Tabea, we will, by this time next week, hope we will be showing off some proposals to mint in the store as well. We'll get there after some testing. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming on the call. Looking forward to the rest of the week. And talk to you all on Telegram, I'm sure, very shortly.
Bye, everyone.